This is From Hero to Zero, a show about the misconception of the demise of the music industry. We talk to heroes to make sense of the alleged zero, the music business. Hi Kobra, how are you?
I'm great, thank you very much. Thanks for having me back.
Well, thank you for coming back to Europe.
Yeah,
it's always great to see you.
Here we are again.
Yeah, exactly. So Kobra, we talked about a year ago, you just released Words of the Prophets, the EP. You were touring with Camelot and Gus G back then. And when you went back, you started a PledgeMusic campaign for your new album coming out next year,
Yes.
Prevail. So what we would like to know is, what was the motivation behind going for or starting a crowdfunding campaign instead of trying it the traditional way, let's say?
Well, you know, it's kind of nice to involve everybody that is supporting your music and feel like you're making something together. And ultimately, it really helped us, and everyone that has supported us feels like they were a part of the project, and they were part of the success of it moving forward and happening. So by providing a platform to us to go into the studio, we could actually make the product for them that, you know, they're investing into. And it's also inspiring us to work very hard and make it our best.
Sure.
Yeah, but I love it. I think it's a really cool thing to do, actually, especially since people that love a band and are loyal to a band, they're there from the beginning, so they're gonna have that album anyway, so why not be a part of what made it success and come into the, you know, being. Yeah.
Sure, I understand. Before you started the campaign, was it difficult, or was it actually difficult to get started? Because you had to make a video, you had to think of products to sell, basically, or give away. What was the process there?
It actually was not so bad because we had many examples to look at. We saw some things that people liked in maybe similar genres. And also Pledge campaign was, the actual company, PledgeMusic, was really brilliant. They were very helpful. They were guiding us the whole way. They have a really good program and just innovative thoughts all the time for how to keep your fans engaged and what they want to see and hear from you, which is very helpful because we're not mastering that kind of business that they're doing. So it was very lucky.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Interesting. On PledgeMusic, usually you create packages, only download, CD, LP, and so forth.
Yeah.
Were you surprised? Were there any surprises? You know, you thought maybe you sell more digital downloads, but then actually people bought more LPs, something like that?
I guess the only things. No, there wasn't really so much surprising, actually. The one that I thought would sell the most was the actual album and the vinyls, the long plays, and they were the ones that went, you know, the quickest. People just really want to hear the music. And then second to that, it's t-shirts and then private experiences, you know? So after this tour, we return home, and December 1st, we do our Pledge acoustic dinner.
Cool.
With the pledgers. So that will be really nice and intimate. They'll hear the first masters that we have, and we'll play a variety of the music acoustically.
Interesting, very nice. So they'll be the first ones to hear it, basically.
They will.
Cool. I also saw that one package was it a fitness lesson with you?
Yeah.
I didn't pledge for that, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Maybe I need it, but you didn't have that yet then?
I haven't done that yet. I haven't actually fulfilled any of the private vocal lessons or fitness things now because we've been in the studio and we're on tour. So in the new year, I'll be doing all of that.
Very cool, very cool. I saw that you tried to make videos, which I assume you did them by yourself.
I did, yeah.
So you did that?
Yeah.
Was it difficult to focus on recording the record and also filming and sending that out to to your fans, to the pledgers?
Yeah, I mean, the videos probably seem silly, but they take me hours to put together because I go through so much footage that we filmed, and I really want there to be like funny and interesting spots. And I have so much footage, but eventually I just couldn't keep it up because I was spending so many hours on writing. And then this happened, and it was just impossible for me. Yeah.
I understand.
So that's probably why everyone noticed that the videos just stopped after a while.
I thought I wanted to ask you.
I couldn't keep it up.
Sure. Well, and also, I mean, you are trying to raise money for an album. You go into the studio. You do also lots of communication.
Yeah.
I think last year I asked you if who does social media for you guys, and you said you.
Yeah.
Is it still like that?
It's still like that, and that's why it lags sometimes because it's too much for me to handle. Sure. I'm trying, and we have really bad Wi-Fi when we're on tour, so I've been like roaming like crazy on this tour. So we'll see what my cell phone bill says at the end of this one. Yeah.
Sure.
But I just I try to keep it up to date, but. It takes a lot of time to keep updating the social media everywhere, and it seems like new ones keep popping up, like Vine. What's that one? Snapchat. I'm never going there because I would have no life.
I understand. PledgeMusic, or in PledgeMusic, you usually have a goal, how much money to reach. I forgot the amount which you had, but how did you come up with that amount to ask?
I guess we had a conversation with PledgeMusic about the size that we were and how much in general it has cost us in the past to do an album.
Okay.
And then we just came up with that number, But yeah, as we spoke before, we had to drop the number quite a bit because we weren't meeting that level, and you don't get to fulfill the pledge at all if you don't meet the limit. So that's okay. We still met a very great limit, and I was very grateful for it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I saw that you actually achieved 129%.
Yeah.
So which is great. I mean, it's almost a third more.
Yeah, exactly. So we came closer to what we originally had tried to aim for, which is very nice. Yeah.
Definitely. And would there have been a plan B if you wouldn't have met the goal?
Just what we've done in the past, just, come up with the funds and go in there and take a risk.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Prevail, your new album will come out next year. In the beginning, I remember you mentioning somewhere that it's going to be a double album.
Yeah.
And then you decided to actually make it a part 1 coming in February, if I'm not mistaken, and part 2 coming in October 2017.
Yeah.
Why did you change your mind?
We didn't actually. It's supposed to be a double album, and it is. It was all recorded, written at the same time. It's all done, and it's one body of work. But it was always going to be Prevail 1 and 2 in a double book. But Napalm, when we signed, said there's a lot of versatility on the albums. So there's some really heavy rock, and then there's some straight up heavy metal, and then there's some new sounding things in between. You'll hear some tonight.
Nice.
And they said, especially for the songs that might go to alternative radios and things like that, this is just, and for everybody in general, this is way too much material to drop on somebody, and it's gonna go way over their heads. And now I have to agree, because I truly believe we actually somehow didn't write 20 songs full of shitty gaps, because that was one of my biggest fears, was if you write this much material and send it out there, it's going to be weak, in a lot of places. I don't think that has happened. So I think it's good that it's split up so people can actually listen, and then they have 6 months and they can absorb the next giant chunk that's going to come.
And do you already know, do you want to tour in between the albums? Yeah,
we will be touring. We're going to start probably around May. We're looking at, but we never know.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're gonna try and tour the crap out of these albums. So a couple years, probably 2 to 3 years it will take to, do this in the world a few times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, Kobra, thank you very, very much.
Thanks
All
very
the
much.
best.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to the show tonight and Prevail coming next year.
Awesome. Yes,
Cool.
absolutely.
All the best.